Hi, everyone. I hope you had a good 3-day weekend and I hope you got to spend some time with your family. And I hope you're ready to get back to work because we are starting Unit 2, or at least if you are on track. So if you're not done with Unit 1, make sure you get that done so you can go ahead and start Unit 2. I like Unit 2 because it's a real world type of math issue. It's called personal financial literacy. If you want to have money and use money, earn money, spend money when you grow up, you need to understand how different things work with money. And so the first lesson that we have in this unit is called Saving for College. So as you know, some people, when they get out of high school, choose to go to college. There's different reasons why you might want to go to college. And it typically depends on what kind of job you want to have. And so there are certain jobs that you have to have a college degree. So if that's something that you kind of have on your mind as something you'd like to do after high school, you want to make sure you know what your savings options are. Because if you know anyone who's in college or who has been to college, they will tell you college is very expensive. And so you have to know where that money is going to come from. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today than I've been doing. I'm going to show you a flip chart like I do at school. And so this is, I didn't start from the beginning. This is called Saving for College. And there are 5 different types of savings that you're going to need to know on your Odyssey Ray lesson today. So the first is just savings. That's money that you have set aside for college. And that could just be in a savings account at a bank. It could be in something called a 529 plan. If you want to know more about that, Google it. Maybe one of your parents or grandparents or someone has already set up one for you. You might want to ask them. But when you get to the time to go to college, if you have some money you saved from a job or something a family member has set aside from you, you're going to be very lucky. But that might not be an option. So here are some other ones. One is called a grant. A grant is a great option if you're able to get one. Now they won't just come to you. So a lot of these things are things you have to know about so that you can go out and try to get one. So grants are financial aid awards that do not have to be paid back. That's awesome, right? You get money and you don't have to pay it back. They are usually awarded to students with financial need. So if your parents make too much money, you probably wouldn't qualify for a grant, but it can't hurt to try. So grants are awesome because, again, you don't have to pay the money back. Another option where you wouldn't have to pay the money back is a scholarship. That's another financial aid award that does not have to be paid back. What's different from a scholarship and a grant is that scholarships are usually awarded for achievement. So if you make really good grades, you could get one. If you are really good at playing a sport, you could get a scholarship. And you can also get them for fine arts. If you're really good at playing an instrument or at singing or at art, you can get a scholarship for those. I actually got an academic scholarship for making good grades, and that was $20,000. And so $20,000 is a lot of money, all because I worked really hard and made good grades. For me, that was my strength. If that's not your strength, you have to figure out what is your strength. I didn't play sports. I was not good at sports, so I was not going to be able to get a sports scholarship. So be thinking now, what is something you do that maybe you could practice at and get better at and possibly get a scholarship for? Another option is student loans. Now, student loans are one of the most common ways that people pay for college. You are borrowing money, so that means you do have to pay it back. Now, you don't have to pay it back right away. You pay it back once you get out of school. Now, that means you either graduate, or if you don't graduate, but you stop going to college, you still have to pay that back. And so you want to be careful with student loans because you don't want to owe too much money. They do have low interest rates, which means a lot to go into right now. But when you borrow money from a bank, you have to pay it back, but you have to pay even a little bit more than what you borrowed, and that's called interest rate. So they don't charge you too much for that, which is good. And then one final thing that we're going to be talking about is work study. Work study means you work and you study. So you work and you go to school. Now you could get a job anywhere, but specifically work study is a program that allows you to work on campus to earn money for tuition. Tuition is the money you pay to go to school. So you might work in the library or in some other building on campus, and you're not going to make a ton of money, but the nice thing about work study is that you're right on campus where you're going to school. If you don't have a car to drive to a job, you can walk there because it's right on campus, or you can use the bus at the college, things like that. So work study can be a really convenient option for people. There are other ways to pay for college. Those are just the main ways. Now you probably will need to do a little bit more research for your assignment. So you're supposed to briefly describe these. Try to do it in your own words. Don't just copy what I said word for word. And then you're gonna have to write a little essay. An essay means more than just a sentence. So give me some thoughts like you would if you were in ELAR class on maybe which one or ones of these you would try to use if you were going to college. Please come see me on Zoom if you have any questions. Send me an email, send me a message on Odyssey. Where lots of ways to contact me. Please don't hesitate. And I'm going to put a copy of this on Schoology, so if you want to look back over the flip chart, I will have it there. I'll see you later. Bye.